solutions to the climate crisis, and all we need is the political power to implement these solutions.
Hello, everybody. My name is Paige Scott Cooper. I'm 17 years old. I'm a senior at Gamp High School. And today I'm striking because this cannot be our reality. We have to do something now. And if that means striking, then I will strike until I can't no more. We're here today to strike for climate and environmental justice for Philly youth. Environmental justice is the fair treatment of everyone when it comes to environmental laws, regulations, and policies. Climate justice is our elected officials rising to the scale of what science demands and ensuring a livable future instead of climate disaster chaos for our generation.
To battle the climate crisis, in Philadelphia, we have created a list of demands. Firstly, we are demanding a ban on all new fossil fuel infrastructure in the city of Philadelphia. We know that the fossil fuel industry is the #1 cause of the climate crisis, and our elected officials have a responsibility to stop burning fossil fuels right now.
Our next demand, we are demanding what we call right to breathe legislation. Toxic chemicals like those released by the PES oil refinery are a major health risk to Philadelphians, especially in low-income neighborhoods. All Philadelphians have a right to clean air, and City Council needs to take steps to ensure that we can all breathe, starting with a ban on large-scale use of hydrofluoric acid.
Finally, we are demanding an end to the 10-year tax abatement. The 10-year tax abatement is taking money away from our schools and putting it in the pockets of wealthy real estate owners. Philly schools are toxic. We have asbestos in our walls, lead in our water, and no AC in the increasingly hotter seasons. We are demanding an immediate end to the 10-year tax abatement.
So, with all of our demands being said, we have a fantastic lineup of speakers here to share their stories on how the climate crisis has impacted them and what we can do.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Fiedler. I'm the state representative. Thank you for being here. Okay, great. We're here for ourselves. We're here for our loved ones. And I just want to take a moment to think about the fact that we are here for so many people who can't be with us today. We're here for people who are sleeping right now because they work the night shift, or they work 2 or 3 jobs, because we live in a world where people are not paid enough money at one job to be able to get by, right? We're here today for someone who is caring for a loved one, who's struggling with their health because they can't get the medical care they need, because we have a pharmaceutical industry and a healthcare industry that does not value our lives. And we're here today because we all probably, I'm guessing, had a glass of water today. Anybody? Water? All right, and for those who did not drink any water today, I'm pretty sure you did breathe the air around us, right? It's a human issue, right? And we know this. I'm a state representative. I'm also a mom of 2 little kids. They are 2 and 5. A shout out for all the people under 5 in the house. We're here because we know how much is at stake, right? And we're not going to take it anymore. We face a lot of challenges, right, in our city and our state and our country. And yet the climate crisis is, I would argue, the biggest threat to everything we hold dear. That's why we're all here. Striking. That is one of the most powerful forms of organizing there is, and it is amazing to see you all out here today. Can we get a round of applause for everyone who took the time and was able to be here? Because this is how we win, right? We've got the numbers. Storm the castle. Oh my. I want to be really clear about one thing also. I see there's a great sign over here that says, "I refuse to stand by and watch you destroy my future." We refuse to stand by, and at the same time, we need to recognize who that you is, right? We need to be on the same page about the fact that the folks who live around these facilities, their health is suffering. The workers who go into these facilities every day are putting their lives on the line, right? It's the big corporations, the millionaires, the billionaires, and whatever comes after billionaires who are making all of this money off of squeezing more and more profit out of our planet, right? That's who the U is. That's who we're coming for, and that's why we're striking today. On days like this, when I'm sitting not in the General Assembly, where there are some people who feel this urgency, but I'll be honest, plenty of people who do not. On days like today, I feel hopeful. I feel optimistic because, as I said, we've got the numbers. Who here thinks that the next time there is a strike, the next time there's a rally, an event like this, when everything is on the line, who thinks they can bring one friend with them who's not here today? All right, that's good, but who thinks they can bring 5? I know you know these people. You talk to them at night, you text message them, you Snapchat them, you do whatever the other technology is that I don't even know about. You know these people, right? And they are angry, they're scared, and they've had enough. And I would encourage you, see all these people who are coming right now? Bigger and bigger. One day we're going to fill this plaza, and that's the day that we will win. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everything you're doing.
All over the world, people are striking today, and they are singing this song, so we're going to ask you to sing it with us.
We're going to strike because our people are dying. We're going to strike for life. And everything we love. We're going to strike for you. Will you strike for us?
Hello guys, how are you? Everybody's good? Everybody's fine? Everybody's alive? Me too. Okay, so like she mentioned, my name is Rahelis Rojano, and I'm going to tell my story when I went back to Venezuela. In 2017, I visited my Venezuela, my family in Venezuela, and when I entered my beautiful birth country, one of the first things I noticed was that everyone had lost so much weight. I mean, it was devastating, the outcomes of political corruption and climate change towards my people and my family. My grandmother was the most noticeable though. It really caught me in a shock because she looked so different from what I remembered. I just didn't know how bad these two things affected my family. When I saw her face, it was slimmer, and her body as well. Many people had lost so much weight due to shortages of food from droughts, but my grandmother, still with a smile on her face, jumping because she saw my mom and I back in Venezuela. The first night I was in Caracas, the air quality was so polluted. I was afraid that I was going to have an asthma attack. Every time I took a breath, I felt scared. But what I didn't know, I had to feel scared as well entering the new school building Ben Franklin was sharing with SLA community. Now living in Philadelphia for 10 years, I see that people with power don't want to better the environment to take action on climate change and make this a critical issue worldwide, having the resources. It means that people are suffering different levels here in Philadelphia, in your communities, in your neighborhoods.
What also blew my mind was that schools are considered safe spaces for us young people, little kids. But the lives of us are in danger due to asbestos. I'm a senior in SLA, and the problem SLA and Ben Franklin High School are facing with asbestos is found within our schools. Many schools, many young lives are being robbed and exposed to this cancerous bacteria. The school district let this happen. The United States government let this happen. We need to stand together and create awareness to stop asbestos in our schools and stop asbestos fearing us and our health. But what does this mean? Jim Kennedy and City Council, ultimately politicians that represent us, need to better our schools and stop new infrastructures that are affecting low-income communities and protect us, right? I mean, we're living here. They're not protecting us, right? So we are all vulnerable. We are all vulnerable to climate change, and in schools, apparently, we can't let money or greed get in the way to save the only earth we have in our very own lives. The lives of kids, our lives that people are coming after us. Climate change is real. So is this limited earth. We got to appreciate it and cherish it. Politicians work for us and not the other way around. Please be mindful. I want you to go home and be mindful of what resources you are using, because everything counts. Every one thing counts. We are not perfect, but we have the ability to change this global issue. And it starts now. You being here with us and supporting each other. Let's stand side by side to fight this fight. But I'm going to leave you with this quote from Muhammad Ali. I hope people know about Muhammad Ali. Yes? Don't count the days, but make the days count. Let's unite Philly. Peace.
Hello, everybody! Okay, so before I want to start speaking, I want to thank you all for being here. Can everybody make some noise for themselves? Okay, so I'm here speaking about something that concerns all of us today, and it's the reason why we're all here. The climate strike, or the climate crisis. So I am from Sudan, which is a country in North Africa, and earlier this year, we managed to overthrow our dictator of 30 years. And keep in mind, Sudan's been a country for 63 years, so he's been a dictator for almost half our entire history. So the people who revolted within Sudan was the Sudanese Professionals Association, which was all the doctors and all the lawyers. And so it wasn't the people who were suffering the most, but it was people who saw that people were suffering and decided to make a stand and make their voice heard. And there was also a law of women and women empowerment. And it was women who were leading the action. But even with trying to overthrow a dictator, they also had to overthrow his military. And his military, mind you, committed genocide on the entire west part of the country. So especially there was the entire capital city on June 3rd went on lockdown because the military decided to shoot protesters and beat them and strike them down with tear gas and arrest them, and so many people died that day. And that's one of the amazing things about living in America. We have such a privilege where we can stand up and organize and protest, and we don't have to worry about being shot down where we stand. We have such a luxury, and I feel like as American citizens, we need to take advantage of that luxury and make a stand. And it's such an amazing thing that there's so many students here, so many of us, so many young people willing to rise up and actively take a stand against politicians who are way older, who talk down on us, who diminish us, who say that our youth makes us weaker when it doesn't. It makes us stronger. It's an amazing thing that we here as students get to stand here and demand things. Demand that we get rid of the 10-year tax abatement so we get better schools. So we don't have another SLA and Ben Franklin incident. Because we as students deserve so much better than what we are given. There are so many people who live in fear and who get prosecuted because of what they believe in. And we need to acknowledge the privilege that we have, that we don't have that. So please make a noise! So please be active. Be active for all those people who can't because they're oppressed. Be active and stand with the people and stand with moving against politicians and their corruption and their greed, and stand with the climate strike.
Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop.
Let's go, Kev. I don't know the words. The power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what? Ain't no power like the power of the people, cause the power of the people don't stop. Say what?
What's up, people? What's poppin'? Some of y'all know me, some of y'all don't. My name's Jason. They call me Bars of Steel. Follow me on Instagram. So I got a piece. Wrote it a while ago. Some of y'all probably know it. Some of y'all don't. So like it. If you hear a line that you like, snap. Give me some You need to take out your phones, put your signs up. Let Philly know that climate change matters. You feel me? And this for all the peeps who don't give a damn about the heat, okay? That's yeah. And now I'm waiting for the beat. Oh, I'm from Palumbo. I'm representing from wrong beat. There we go. Yeah. This for all the peeps in the world who don't really give a damn about the heat in the world. I see the trash on the ground and the water. I see there's snakes and crocodiles and Antarctica is melting. I know we see it. You don't think climate change is real? Well, yo, believe it. It's feeling hotter even when it is the coldest season. And I know damn well I'm not the only one that peeps it. 1.1 million kids across the globe chose to get their ass up and said, yo, let's go. Man, I don't even want to live on this earth no more because we treating it like it is not our turf no more. Like we ain't gonna die if the heat gets high. Like the tides won't rise. How will we survive? How will you survive? How will I survive? In reality's eyes, yo, we all gonna die. You think I'm playing with the things that I'm saying? I'm really not. How we bandage a damaged planet and still won't stop? And how in the hell are we gonna reverse this curse on the planet from what these people be doing on earth? You peeping like me. I know you all see what I see. Just look at the sea. I don't see no barrier reef. The pigment is bleached, percentage that over 93. And I'm wondering why not no one's taking this seriously. Hey yo, please, all these lack of trees gon' make it hard to breathe for you and for me. And just last week, the Amazon was on fire. I'm speaking to the world, yo, the situation's dire. The ocean's getting wetter, the river's getting drier. We taking habitats, ain't no animal survivors. And how in the hell am I supposed to have kids when I won't be alive past 2036? Listen to this. Remember way back when the plant blew up? Now they got the money back to make a whole new one. It wasn't good for us. All of the smoke and dust going into the air and back into our lungs. The planet's dying. It's crying for us to make this change. Every day that passes by, we put it through more pain. The planet's dying. It's crying for us to make this change. But it's up to us to fix it as the human race. Grow up. Listen, when I say climate, y'all say change. Climate. Climate. When I say climate, you say change. Climate. Climate. That young birds are still following me on Instagram.
Hello, how y'all doing today? Yeah, doing great. Awesome. I am so inspired and excited to see everyone who is out here united for this important cause and for making sure that we are putting our people and our planet first throughout our society. Like I was announced, I'm running for for state representative in West Philadelphia, the 188th district. I'm running because we are at a political moment where everyone, including young people, really need to stand up and fight for our communities, for our people who are dealing with a climate that is continuously affecting our health, our livelihoods, and our futures. So that is why I am campaigning on a Green New Deal for Pennsylvania. That's right. I believe that we must transition from the fossil fuel industry. We must invest heavily in renewable energy and green energy and making sure that those jobs and that infrastructure is invested in the people who have been most impacted by the fossil fuel industry and climate change. That is why I'm running. That's why I'm excited to be here with you all in solidarity. And if you live in West Philadelphia in the 188th, I really hope you vote for me next year. My election is April 28th, 2020. You can follow us on rickforwestphilly.com. And I'm gonna close this out with just a quick chant. Let's do people and planet before profits 3 times. Y'all ready for this? Yeah? All right. People and planet before profits. People and planet before profits. People and planet before profits. Thank you.
Hi everyone, how are you? So, it's sad to say I used to be one of those who didn't care much for global warming. I was told it wouldn't affect me. See where it got us. I only took realization after seeing the effects it had on my parents' country of origin, Niger, a country located in the Sahel and Sahara Desert. One of the least polluted countries in the world still have to face the effects of climate change. In their case, the desert pushing forward, causing numerous dust storms occurring more than usual annually, floods and agricultural problems. In June of 2019, a flood killed civilians and displaced over 210,000 people from their homes, something that used to be foreign to this region. And there are many more cases like this, more than we hear about. Innocent people are dying and being displaced to places that impoverishes them. Knowing this, I also have to deal with the effects of climate change here, where I call home. My brother is the victim of the effects of pollution, asthma. My family has never had a history of asthma or any respiratory problems, but due to him being born here in a city where pollution dominates and factories emit awful gases, he has to struggle with it. Is this what we want? To bring our kids into a world of health hazards and walking zombies. We need an end to this, period. Economic greed is the prime lead of what is stopping these people, and you know who you are to accept that climate change is real. Economic greed causes chaos and puts innocent people's lives in danger. In Arlit, a town in Niger, uranium mines are being extracted with deadly chemicals that now live within the civilians' blood, literally, and it will remain in their system, passed on to their kids. These mines are operated by the French, who use Niger's uranium to light up the country of France. And yes, even the Eiffel Tower Niger, while over 80% of the Niger has no stable electricity, and people die from their carelessness and health hazard traps. The major enablers for climate change in Niger. This is inhumane. We say no to fossil fuels. Alongside health, climate instability also attracts terrorism in a region. Every day I wake up, I think whether or not my family back home is safe. Because I know day by day these terrorists are getting more powerful just from this insecurity we call climate change. And climate change is getting worse. Last time I visited, I noticed more people on the street begging than usual, just for a meal, due to food scarcity. There is more to global warming than we actually think. I miss that clean river I saw when I was 6 years old. I go back years later and the Fleuve Niger, that beautiful river looks dried up offshores and hazy. That's the same thing happening to the Schuylkill River. Why is our river brown? They'd rather pay big bucks for non-renewable resources than invest in a pipe system that reduces water pollution. Shame! Shame on them! 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 We will be the difference. Every single one of you here can do so much to make not just Philly, but the world a better place. Something as little as picking up a wrapper off the floor. You, the youth, are important and capable as any other person. We are the present and the future. Get involved, not for my sake, not for the world's sake, but your own sake. Let us all take action now before it is too late. As Edward Young said, procrastination is the thief of time. Thank you, Malika Diamalu.
Good morning. I'm so proud that see so many young people out here to tell City Hall that we want to end to this fossil fuel that's killing people. In June, we buried 9 people because of that factory. 9 people in 1 month. Imagine how many we done buried over the years. That place has blew up since 1931 at least 6 times. What we have standing in our yard is a bomb, waiting to take our lives, and it's taking lives now. It's time to end this. The buck stops here. We are coming to shut this thing down. You have a right to live. You have a right to live to old age. But with the factory, you might not live to be 50, 40, because it's taking them at 30, 16, 17. They're taking our children's life. Children cannot breathe properly because of that property. We have a right to do what? Breathe. We have a right to do what? Say it. We have a right to breathe. We have a right to breathe. We have a right to breathe. We don't want the silent killer taking our lives. Mr. Mayor, listen to what we have to say. Shut it down. Shut it down.
Shut it down.
We're here to rise up, not fall down. We can only keep this refinery down, shut down for good with your help. First, will you consider joining us for a day of action at the doorstep of the refinery? Philly Drive Facebook page is how you will hear about when and where the action is. Imagine if 5,000 residents got together to show we are not handing back over the keys to the refinery. If you want to be notified about that action, connect with Philly Drive on Facebook. We want to keep it down. We're here fighting for you. You're not alone. You're not alone. You are not alone. We are here. We are here to take over. Take over for our lives, for the lives of our children. This is personal. This is personal for me. Because my daughter no longer has a mother because of that factory. I no longer have a cousin, 45 years old, who died because of that factory. If that factory blow up, which it has, who's to say next time it won't be worse. So why should we have to live based on monetary means for somebody that's not coming to give to us? They don't care about you. Listen to me. That's Wall Street. That place, they belong to Wall Street. We can't let Wall Street come in Philadelphia and say, we can kill you and walk away. You have a right to live.
I want to say it really loud.
Mr. Mayor, we're here to say you have
There were a lot of kids taking
the
pictures
right
of us.
to shut it down. Be that mayor that's going to say, I'll be the one to make that decision that all these other mayors have not made to shut it down. Show us that you care about us. If they don't care about you, get rid of them. Get rid of them. There's a council person there, there's a council person there. There's a mayor there. You are the future. Live it. One other thing. You have to do this. Call the mayor. Call the mayor. Don't just say we want. Call the mayor and let him know what we want. The more you tell him what we want, the more he'll listen. But if only a few voices, they're not going to listen to a few voices. So this right here is the voice. You are one voice, and it's time to put your voice out there now. So rise up, let them know we're coming to the front door of PES. We're not going to let no one else come in here and take our city under. This is our city. It's time to demand.
Can't face climate.
Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down! Shut it down!
I want to hear how powerful you are. Student! Student! Your signs up. Show me your power. Student!
So I'm from BW Hall. I'm in the major environmental. So this is my speech. We are not a climate cult. We are people who know the facts, and the others who deny it can't handle the truth. We go to school every day to build up our future. But if we don't make people believe, there won't be a future to build on. I don't want our future, our dreams, our planet to end up in the landfills because of conspiracy theorists not believing in science. So not only are we fighting for clean air, water, and a healthy place to live, we are fighting for the Earth's future. Everyone needs to wake up. Climate change is real. It's a fact, not an opinion. We shouldn't have to wait 4 years for a new president. He is putting our future in jeopardy with his Twitter nonsense. Trump needs to wake up from his money-hungry greed and understand that you can balance green energy and economy together. He needs to realize you can't make America great again until you make America green again. I'm not saying that this will be easy, but it's important, and all important things are hard. Hey everybody, how are you guys doing today? I remember as a kid playing in my backyard with grass-stained jeans and running around until my heart raced. Running around until I was gasping for breath. I want you all to take a moment to take a deep breath. And I want you all to truly cherish that breath, because that is something that has and will be taken away from us. In and out, over and over, our breath is what keeps us alive. The air is what keeps us alive. But what happens when that air is polluted? What happens when by living you are being forced to get sick and you are being forced to die, all because of big business and their greed? As a kid, I didn't know I was peacefully living with the toxic bomb that was the PES oil refinery. The refinery that caused asthma and cancer. The refinery that carelessly left a pipe the width of a credit card to sit, collapse, and cause an explosion, putting lives at risk.
I didn't realize how PES and air pollution so strongly affects those around us. I didn't realize what PES was getting away with until I went to direct actions down by PES and met people who are sick and have cancer because they live by the refinery. I didn't realize what PES was getting away with until I saw the signs memorializing those who passed away from illness caused by the pollution that PES makes. These are real stories and these are real lives. PES is costing people their health and literally getting away with murder. They are getting away with environmental racism and taking advantage of people. There are places in Philly where PES would never be and could never be, and the lives of those people in those fortunate neighborhoods are no more important than the lives of the people living by PES. In what world should this ever be okay? Apparently, it's okay in ours. It's okay in a world where money is more important than morals. It's okay in a world where we are making climate change a wedge issue instead of a bridge issue. It's okay in a world where temperatures are rising, our population is rising, our sea levels are rising, our waste is rising, and it is all skyrocketing. I shouldn't have to worry about the breath that I'm taking in. I shouldn't have to worry about getting sick simply by living. But the youth of today, everyone that is breathing today is forced to be worried. Our lives are being put on the line and we are screaming for help, yet big business is closing its ears. We are banging on PES's door, yet they don't answer. But that doesn't mean you stop banging. You knock and you knock for the kids of today who just want to play outside in fresh, clean air. You scream and you yell until your throat is hoarse for a right to breathe. You fight for life. The refinery land for PES is being bid on right now, and some of those bids are from other energy companies just like PES. Boo! PES isn't the only culprit. There are more silent killers and there are more greedy companies taking and taking from community after community. We need to fight. Fight against another company just like PES coming back. Fight against climate change. Fight against those who have oppressed us for too long, who have taken advantage of us for too long, and have been killing us for too long. Fight and advocate for the people who have lost. You fight for yourself in days past with your grass-stained jeans and racing heart, and you fight so that kid can live. Thank you.
Everybody to make their way that direction to march. Our house! Our house! Whose house? Our street! What do you want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! Climate justice! Now! Shut it down! What do we want? Climate change! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Climate justice! When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get
Get the man, put him in the middle, and he doesn't know.
Fossil fuels have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Fossil fuels have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Fossil fuels have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! Fossil fuels have got to go, hey, hey! Ho, ho! System change, not climate change! System change, not climate change! Forget your perfect offering! Forget your perfect offering! Just ring the bells that still can ring! Just ring the bells that still can ring! There is a crack in everything! There is a crack in everything! That's how the light gets in! That's how the light gets in!
Now we're gonna have one last performance to close out our December 6th climate strike by Bridget. She is from Sunrise Movement Philly. Please give her a warm welcome.
Hey farmer, farmer, put away that DDT now. I'll take spots on my apples, just leave me the birds and the bees. Please, don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone. Pave paradise, put up a parking lot. Late last night, I heard the screen door slam, and a big yellow taxi took away my old man. And don't it always seem to go that you don't know what you got till it's gone. They paved paradise, put up a parking lot.
Okay, so you being here today is huge. So can I get a round of applause for every single person here today? But we cannot forget that while striking is a great thing and a great way to get involved, it is only the very first step. Now you need to commit to helping this movement however you can. Okay?
I'm so proud of y'all. Look at y'all out here in the cold supporting. Like, I'm so proud of every one of you. Please give yourselves a round of applause, please. All right, so while we close, we want to list our demands one last time.
Just so you remember, and just so they can hear us. Make sure they hear us. First of all, we demand a ban on all new fossil fuel infrastructure in Philadelphia!
We demand right to breathe legislature.
And finally, we are demanding an immediate end to the 10-year tax abatement for healthy Philadelphia schools! Thank you all so much for being here. This has been so empowering and so much fun.
You all
and I
are
hope you feel the same.
amazing. Thank you.
We are the generation of the Green New Deal.
Here.